Well, it is a morning. Whether it's a good one, well, we'll make it a good one. But it's me, 5XP, ready to paint some plastic peoples. My alliteration, painting petite plastic peoples. Anyway, I hope everybody had a great weekend. This is the start of my week, right? Tuesdays with painting with you, awesome people of the internet. I had a pretty relaxing weekend. It was nice. I even got time to work on base coat spraying my Sunstalker. So this little shark squid man beast is the Sunstalker from Kingdom Death Monster, Adam Poots Games. This is, I don't know, it's good enough to start with. I was trying to figure out what color scheme I was going to go with, but in the end of the day, yeah, I just kind of went with, you know, the poster on the wall kind of thing. Just this is what's in the book, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, so you know, got a lot of detail to do, but base coat at least is done. So I got that going for me, which is nice. But whether I get to this today or not to start it will be up to these fine gentlemen sitting next to him. So last time we finished the lizards, but we didn't do the bases or the trooper legs. So today we're going to be jumping straight on that. I think we're gonna start with the bases. And then, ooh, no we're not. We're gonna start with the wash, right? The trooper armor wash that I like to do. It's that 50-50. I gotta give credit, it's Zorp's formulae. So that'll get the blacks and the recesses. You know, that I'm not gonna be doing anything. I gotta paint the black on the bottom of the boot. But that'll be done. So when, and I gotta do it around all of them. So anything that's gonna be white, which is for Stormtroopers, pretty much everything, I'm gonna do that wash. Then I'll let that dry and work on the base. Then I'll let that dry and work on the colors. And I think we'll move on to Mr. the Stalker of Sun. How's that sound? It's a good plan. It's an excellent plan. Of course it's a great plan. Why wouldn't it be a great plan? Anyway, good morning, everybody. Remember, if you like what you see, you like what I do, you think I should do more of it, hit that like, hit that bell, whistle, all that stuff. That tells me no. That tells me you like what I'm doing, I should do more of it. Alright, so the Green Stuff World Crackle Paint, Mojave Mud Crack, that's what we're testing today. The crackle paint on the ice was freaking fantastic, so I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna paint the bases like a desert sand, probably exactly that. Or this is brown sand. I'll paint the bases brown sand just to make sure there's something underneath it when the crackle separates. I want something underneath it. Mr. Stalker, go away, please. We're busy. So we'll do the wash. Honestly, there are a couple little marks that I made when I was painting the lizards. I probably need to go back on the white first. So I don't want to do the wash and then white it. Where is the white? I am so unprepared this morning, so we'll see how this goes. Speaking of unprepared, I believe my wet palette is still in the kitchen. Whoopsie daisy. Uh-oh, multi-tool required. Is there any paint in this bottle? I'm starting to think the answer is no. Hey, we got some. Actually, I need some music. Where's my music? Was it already playing? There you go, that's how much I'm paying attention. I'm looking forward to these bases. I've got my sand, my Anakin repellent. I got a couple like deserty tufts. And I'm not entirely sure about using it. But maybe there's some kind of animal skull we can find in here. I'll have to brush prime it when I add it, but maybe there's something. It's Star Wars, right? There's aliens, so alien skulls seem right at home. I can find something. But I'm already behind right here. Behind with time, behind with my brain power. That's why I call this my Monday, because my brain starts today. Mondays are, I don't know, my vacation day. What's up, man? Oh man, I had a really great time with that KDM campaign, and it's like I paid you to do that segue. We are doing a new one. I don't think I'm gonna start this week, but next Friday, probably, possibly, maybe. So yes, we are doing a new Kingdom Death campaign. It's gonna be Sunstalker, People of the Sun, and I'm really hoping I could make it fun, unique. I mean, we haven't done. Yeah, so I mean, as far as the expansions go, so the question was, do I know what I'm adding? The People of the Sun is basically a People of the Lantern campaign, but with Sunstalker and all your nemesis fights at the very end. And I've done a People of the Sun once before, and I royally screwed it out of the gate by playing with the nodes and nemesis monsters. So the People of the Sun can't wear heavy, I mean, or they get major penalties. So I had Gorm as my first monster when I did it the first time. All the Gorm shit's heavy. So I was hunting a Gorm for no reason whatsoever. I had a node 1 that couldn't use anything. So we're doing straight as written. We're doing, although with tweaks. So White Lion, and then Giga Lion for level 2-3. Then we're doing Lope, Antelope, Screaming Antelope, with Nucalope 2-3, level 2-3. So that right there should change quite a bit, I think. And then Phoenix is the level 3, or the node 3 monster. There is no node 4. I really hesitate, because nothing's set in stone besides those 3 nodes. I really hesitate to play with the nemesis, because the standard nemesis is Butcher, then Kingsman, then Hand. And the way the final 5 years of the campaign go. If you haven't, this is just, you know, for anybody that doesn't know, like Lantern Year 20, there's no Watcher because it's not People of the Lantern. I think it's like Lantern Year 20, you face a level 2 Kingsman on level 20, and if you die, it's over. If you lose to any nemesis, you game over. So on 20, level 2 Kingsman, then Butcher 3, Kingsman 3, Hand 3, and then I think it's Mega Sunstalker. So, but at any of those, if you die, if you TPK, game over. And I'm doing this because it's currently, without campaigns of death, this is the shortest expansion that we have. Unless I, you know, fake some stuff and play with some numbers. But my purpose, my goal, my desire is to get this campaign done and dusted, completed by Gen Con. So that, you know, it's, you know, something to talk about, something to rehash and review and talk to people at Gen Con when I visit. So, or I guess when you guys visit, because I'm not going anywhere, I live here. Gen Con is here. It is my summer vacation. But yeah, so that's the plan. I would have loved to have gotten like a Campaigns of Death, like 15-year, 10-year campaign in there, so I could do some other board games that are creeping up on my I gotta get this to the table level of anxiety. Board games have anxiety, like. No, this is Indianapolis, man. Indianapolis, Indiana. Good old Zitatsuni. So, and that's the first week of July. No, August. Yeah, August. It's like end of July, first weekend of August. And so we have 19 Fridays from now until Gen Con. And I guess probably it's gonna be like 17 because I've got other crap going on. So I need something that's gonna fit in that window. It's not a very large window. It's assuming I can get like the first 6 Lantern Years done in 3, you know, streams. That will cut me down, and then maybe I'll do like a bonus extra stream or something somewhere in there. But yeah, man, Kingdom Death. We took a break after the campaign. Just, I don't know what I call a palate cleanser, right? So, just trying to move. I don't want to be the KDM guy. I love KDM. I'll do it all the time. But I just didn't want that to be like the shtick for my channel. So, been doing a whole bunch of other games that I really wanted to get to the table. We just finished, which I haven't made into videos, but it's still well, it might not be all on the Twitch, but on YouTube, if you go to the live section, there should be a whole bunch of the replays of the Elder Scrolls board game that we just finished. And I really enjoyed that game. I keep saying I'm definitely bringing that to Gen Con. That game was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's gonna be black. I don't need to do the bottom. Look at all these bad mistakes, these egregiously poor brush strokes. What an amateur. But yeah. Oh, it's gaming. Minis, gaming. I mean, it's just as broad category as possible. And I keep trying to explain this not that people aren't listening, but I'm trying. I guess maybe I'm trying to come up with maybe a, what's that kind of thing? Companies have like a statement or whatever, but like you know, the reason that or whatever. But I'm doing what I'm going to do, and you guys can be along for the ride, right? So I spend my time. I'm retired, so you know I'm just home with my kids at this point. So I spend my time painting, video gaming, RPGing. You know, I GM for D&D games like Star Wars, Conan, Alien, Besson. You know, just a whole bunch of stuff, and then KDM is probably my favorite thing. So I'll do board gaming, mostly KDM, with a bunch of other stuff jumped in as like little bookends or separators. But yeah, this, man, eclectic would be a good word, but I do not have one thing. Like, this guy's really good at juggling. Let's do a channel about juggling. Like, no, that's not me. Watch 5XP juggle 4 hours straight every day. That very boring. So no, I don't really have like a one little thing I would really plan to do. It's all in there somewhere. But I'm glad you're asking these questions. These are all good questions. These are good questions. It's good to see you. You got any suggestions? I got some ideas for this one. Like, we haven't come up. Like royal we. I mean the royal we. The theme is, the last one was that slasher horror kind of, you know, thing. So like everybody was named after, you know, final girls or villains or whatever. This one we don't have that yet. I have some generic ideas, and they usually follow my naming scheme, my naming convention. So I always pick categories that have a lot of boys and girls. And so, you know, like Star Wars theme, terrible, you know, naming convention, because there's like 6 girls, everybody else is boys. There are no girls in Star Wars, apparently. There's only a couple, and they're all princesses. So that doesn't quite work. But Game of Thrones, there are 8 million girls, 8 million boys, and they all die, so they work really well. So Game of Thrones is a great naming scheme. The one that's on the tip of my tongue, like kind of thinking about using this time around, is recording artists, famous recording artists. There are an equal number of boys to, you know, to girls. I should have absolutely no problem, like, naming. That's always one of my things. I hate naming. But I think that'd be kind of fun. You get, you know, Madonna and, you know, Freddie Mercury as heroes, as survivors. But yeah, nothing's set in stone yet so much. I know it was on Lantern's Reign, which is the Kingdom Death Discord, and I was talking to, actually I wasn't talking, I was asking, and Bra and a couple other people commented, there's only a handful of brown box, white box, like beta or small expansion, not monster expansion, but like survivor expansions that revolve around People of the Sun. So like there's Warrior or Sun Armor, Sun Lion Armor, and all this kind of stuff. So I'm gonna be doing all that content because I've got pretty much everything. Gonna get all that extra content in if I can. And then everything else is, oh yeah, are we gonna do Ark Survivors? Are we gonna do Scouts? Are we gonna do Seed Patterns? Are we gonna do, I mean, all these things have to be figured out. And I don't have an answer for any of it yet, which is why I'm not probably gonna be going live on a Monday, or on this Friday with the game. And I forgot my medium. So, because I am so unprepared, we'll probably have to wait a week. Thought about doing my stream this Friday, my board game stream this Friday, on the planning. Doing a round table, so to speak, if anybody wanted to join, talk about like what to do for this campaign, get their 2 cents in, get their voices heard about what kind of stuff they'd like to see. We do that this Friday. And the good news with the monsters in this one, I don't have to change my overlay. So my fun little overlay at the top of the screen for the fights and whatnot. There's nothing I have to really do with that, since all the monsters pretty much just single peoples. It's not smog singers or red witches or anything like that, so that will be nice. I don't have to change anything about that. But if we do Ark Survivors, okay, well then maybe I might have to figure that out, because I do know that when you're watching or playing somebody that has Ark Survivors, that stuff is easy to forget, and I forget a lot. That's my whole stinking nickname is basically forgetful. Well, I was gonna say a really bad word, but we'll be nice to myself today. But it's an alliteration of forgetful. Forgetful something. Anyway. And if solo, that stuff can kind of get, it can get a little tedious to be dealing with all the minutia of a regular campaign plus Ark Survivors. Ark Survivors, they are heavy on the note taking, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. Know what I mean, Vern? So with this, we are just getting all this stuff to jump into the recesses, all those fine details that they used when they sculpted the darn thing. Let's do them a favor and get them to jump out. So getting all that stuff in there. We just don't want it to pool on the flat surfaces, that's all. That pauldron, which we will be painting, I'm not even going to bother putting anything on there. But any of the white. And as we noticed, the kind of pools into those eye sockets, those bits on the helmet. And that's pretty much it. That's all it is. It's not too thick. So when you're done with this, you could basically throw it on the table as a standard stormtrooper. If we weren't going to be doing other stuff, which we are. But getting this stuff to pool in all these cracks and stuff really makes it pop. So for me, Ark Troopers. Ark Survivors are not necessarily something I want to do Unless the majority of people are like, why aren't you doing Ark Survivors? Then we'll change it up. Well, whatever. But it's just a lot of note-taking, a lot of clerical overhead is a good way to say it. So much work. I mean, it adds a whole bunch of stuff, but then you don't get to do fighting arts. I mean, you can, but they basically try to punish you for doing fighting arts. I don't like that. We could do, instead of doing arcs, we could do a wanderer. We could do, we haven't done a wanderer on our channel yet. That could be fun. I think wanderers are a lot of fun. And we've got quite a few of them now. One wanderer came with the gambler's chest, and then they just released like 3 more. 3 more official. Oh, you are. Stay. Get in there. So they just released 3 more of those wanderers. So I don't know, maybe we could do a little which wanderer are we gonna bring in kind of thing. But I think the wanderers are typically Ark Survivor type content. But you can do it without. You can, doesn't mean you should, right? You do not want to stay, do you? Get in there. Did I get all of them? No, I did not. See, I'm trying to pull it away from the top surface. Did I get it all? Almost. All right, these guys should be dry by now. Remember, these guys are out on a stinking pack animal, right? They're not going to be clean. These guys are going to be dirty. So this is not going to look bad. It's going to look just fine. Totes normal. Somebody's trying to run away. Honestly, that little mark that I had from before, it hardly even shows up with all that dirt I'm gonna put on this guy. This is looking good, looking fine. You know, I've also got to figure out what my giveaway, you know, type stuff's gonna be this time around. I shipped stuff all the way around the world last time. Curious, you know, what will I do this time? Now that my channel's a little bit older, I can probably move to some kind of other format. But I've got a bunch of cool stuff to give away. I'll do some kind of contest. We've got to follow all the rules, though, all the contest rules. Make sure nothing's illegal. I mean, somebody went through the trouble of making the laws, I might as well obey them. I don't think I'd make a very good criminal. There, now the tops match the bottoms. There we go. Wish you could say I'm done. I'm not. I got plenty to do today, holy cow. How are you guys out there? Ozzy seems to be behaving himself today, for the most part. Well, garbage truck is here, so the dog should be screaming his head off. Although I don't hear him. Yeah, I'll just keep using this one. So those guys dry, because those guys got a little bit thicker of a coat. What we're doing now is we're going to be putting the... What's this, brown sand? Brown sand, kind of base coat stuff on the tops of the base. Just to have something underneath the crackle paint and the actual sand that we have, right? Now I still need to find a way with Star Wars Legion to enunciate the target lines, which you can just barely make out. So yeah, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. Oh, giant mistake there. Of course, any mistakes I make, I can just paint over it with a little black, no problem. I'm not worried about really making any mistakes at this stage, because it's all going to get covered up in either crackle paint or sand. Pretty simple stuff. Holy cow. Oh boy, I think my wife turned the heat on again, guys. Oh man, the battle has continued. The tug of war for the thermostat. Not quite DEFCON, 1, but it's getting there. The battle of the sexes has reached a new stage, their fevered pitch. If any of you guys are cohabitating, let me know your crazy crap you gotta deal with all the time. Dishwasher, laundry, all the fun. It could be with just roommates too. Don't have to be with spouses and whatnot. I endure so that I can stream. Sacrifices must be made for the greater good. Well, you know, it wouldn't be so bad if they didn't have toes. Unfortunately, these guys all have these little three-toed things. I try not to paint their entire foot when I do this. I know, I feel like I'm missing all kinds of stuff. Here we go. And if I'm hunting for the only thing I always say is if I'm hunting for it, then no one is gonna see it when it's on the table. If I can't see it when I'm over here, like turning it upside down and whatnot, then it don't matter. Right? It's not a competition piece, you know, comment thing. Yep. Oh, but I can see that guy. Oh, your toes. I'm sorry, your toes are getting painted. I'm gonna start with that on this guy. I am real excited to get these guys completely completed. Like, what we finished last week was awesome, but until they're sprayed with, you know, their, what's it called, the sealant or whatever, then they're not done. The protective coat, the varnish. You work so hard on these things sometimes. It feels stupid to not protect them with a simple extra coat of varnish. And this week, I'm continuing with the Seance of Blake Manor. So that game was one of the games from Ireland games that I showcased last week during St. Patrick's Day's, you know, the week of St. Patrick's Day during that sale on Steam. I'm enjoying it enough to keep going. It's a fun little whodunit gothic horror game. It's not designed to jump scare, but since I jump scare easily in video games, that I will be going, oh my god, on occasion. If you want to help me solve a mystery, get your pencil thin mustache, your magnifying glass, maybe a pipe. You know, we could put some clues together and go, here, dibbler. Have some fun with that, I think. I think it's not fully voiced, but all the main conversation bits are fully voiced, and that's really cool. I've really enjoyed that game so far. I think you will too if you haven't seen it yet. I highly recommend checking it out with me on Wednesdays and Thursdays. If you can't wait, you can always look at a replay. I got some replays up from one replay up from last week. I was playing a different Irish game on Tuesday. That was a lot of fun. And then we also have another major talking point. Oh boy, peoples. I have a problem. It is, what am I gonna do with my schedule when my kids are on summer break? I don't know what to do. I can't be streaming at my regular time. I've got an adult. I've got a parent. I've got to be, taking kids to the zoo and stuff. During the day when they're, awake and alive and whatnot. So taking them to the park and doing cool stuff with them over this summer. So I went through the trouble of having them, so I might as well entertain them, right? So I gotta figure out what I'm doing with my stream. I love streaming at this time because there's nobody in the house. There's no interruptions. Besides dogs and tornado sirens. Occasional garbage truck, but I guess that falls into the dog category, doesn't it? So yeah, what is happening with that? Oh man, I gotta figure that out. What do I do? Because I'm Eastern Standard Time. I'm GMT -5. And yeah, I mean, do I just basically rotate, the clock? I do 12-hour opposite. I start rolling stinking like 8 to midnight, or do I find some, after dinner time, like 6 to 10 p.m. Like, oh my gosh, man, what am I gonna do? I don't have an answer. I'm worried about that. Certainly don't have anybody doing market research for me. Like, well, based on what you do, you should do it on these times. Boy, wouldn't that be nice? I know some people have said, well, you're probably going to find more viewers and stuff if you do it in a later evening for the US. That's when most people are stinking on the platform. It's like, well, you're not wrong. Alienating my my peeps across the deep blue. So that makes me sad. But I don't have a choice. I definitely can't do it in the mornings anymore. It's like, well, I do it when I do it, when I can do it. And again, I was mentioning earlier about just the whole channel plan or whatever is, I'm doing what I do, and then you guys are helping me along the way, but I don't feel like you guys are dictating the path I take. All right, so now that those have to dry for a little bit, and we just needed a light covering. Where did I put it? Okay, and here's the crackle. The crackle! Depending on the thickness, alters drying time. That's basically all the instructions there are. Does it say shaka shaka? No, it does not. I feel like we should though. So this is gonna go on. And then, well, actually, you know what? Which one would I do first? That's gonna be last, right? The tufts are last. They're gonna go on top of the sand or on top of the crackle. Feel like maybe I do this first, but then this has to dry or at least get tacky enough, then I could put the PVA glue down. And because I don't want the sand to stick to this so much. Dang, that might be another double stage process that is gonna delay these guys getting finished. Dang it! But I want it done properly. All right, let's move on to these bad boys who are now dry. And I might need to take a look at the photomograph. These little rods, I don't know if, are they brown? Aziz, look at this one. Here. Pistol's black, of course. Shoulder pad is probably orange. Boy, Aziz loves the lizards, but let's get him to focus up. Come on, Aziz, focus up. Gun's black, armor's white, shoulder pad is orange or red or white or black. Consistency's sake, I'll probably just do orange. Backpack is... You know, I think I've done black before on these guys. Just a standard black. I don't really want to spend a lot of time on these bad boys. And I do know that this right here is... Let's see if we can't find it. Actually part of the... Come on, Aziz, you kill me. It's actually part of the harness, so I gotta make sure that that is the same color. Because he's actually like holding it wrapped around his hand, so... I think that was a speed paint. I'll do that last. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go find a photo real quick of this little prod. Right? I don't know what the heck that is. I bet if I went to like Tabletop Admiral and found the card, the actual character card of that, then I'd probably find it. Dewback Rider. Oh, and they changed the card, so now it's like now I can't see it. Fan-stinkatastic. Thanks, Atomic Mass Games. Yeah, now that they've gotten rid of so much of their art. Dewback Star Wars. Alright. It looks like maybe it's a dark brown with metal accents. Maybe I could probably get away with black with metal. Keep it simple, stupid. Oh, here's a movie photo. That looks black to me. Yeah, okay, here's a great photo from the actual movie. So it's a black metal rod with silver accents. Quite polished silver, actually. So I'll use polished silver on the accents. How do you like them apples? Apple sauce. I keep sitting down and I don't have the paint I need. This is... This keep killing me, Smalls. Let's see, I use Black Templar for the guns, the backpack, and I guess probably now the rod. I need orange, which is my acrylic. And yeah. I believe, I hope, I pray. And then I have to do their eyebrows, which is the little band on their heads. I gotta get that. And I usually try to mix a little lava orange into the mythical orange to try to get, because it's got to be a little bit darker than that or a little bit lighter than this, but right in betwixt. We'll try it. But yeah, welcome. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'll do black first. Yeah, man, I'd love to get these guys at least to a point where I could set them aside and start working on that other guy. Off. The guy that's off camera. The super secret guy. This guy that I base coated with the airbrush. He wants some time. But I gotta get these guys done first. Wait your turn. And Indiana doing Indiana things again this week. Freaking 80 degrees. Enjoying it, bike riding it with the kids and everything. Freaking ridiculous. Like, it's freezing, like sub freezing temperatures today and yesterday. It's like, give me a break. God, it just makes me want to leave this stinking state. I hates it. There, now it looks a little bit better. Come on, Aziz, you kill me and get that little black band. Some people call it their eyebrows. Because they look like they have no eyebrows if you don't paint this part. It's actually quite funny. Aziz, you know what? I think I gotta move these guys out of the way. Aziz can't stop looking at them. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, Aziz is my mythical, fictional cameraman who's in charge of focus. He's not qualified for the job. He's just somebody I found off the street. Equal opportunity employer. Aziz. And after this, we'll do the black for the backpack, the guns. Easy peasy. So right now I'm doing Star Wars Legion. Dewback riders. Where's my black? There we go. Got 3 of them. We did the lizards last week on stream. And we're doing the riders and the base, the sandy base today. Actually forgot to do his gloves, or everybody's gloves. It happens. Oh, and backpacks. Let's get back in there and do the black on their gloves and stuff. Is everybody excited about that prospect of another Kingdom Death campaign? That's nice. We already had somebody talking about it today. So coming soon, trademark. Coming. People of the Sun, with a standard accompaniment of monsters, except we're going to be doing Gigalion and Nucalope. So we got some fun things planned, just working on the rest. Yeah, that wash did a good job for the rest, so I don't think I need to do too much more. What have you guys thought about the whole Blake Manor idea, playing that again this week? You guys like gothic horror mysteries? I wasn't entirely too keen, necessarily keen is the right word, but not a mystery guy so much. But this one I think does such a good job of making it light-hearted and easy to follow and play without you having to take notes. You know, it's connecting all the dots and lines. It's basically doing all the work for you. I find that super relaxing. So I can get to business of finding clues. But no spoilers if you've played it already. I don't know if it's a game that, you know, rotates its main bad guys or whatever. I think it's probably a one and done game. But I don't know. I've only played it for a couple hours so far. We'll find out. I think it's gonna take me, based on what I've read, probably 2 weeks. So Wednesday, Thursday this week, Wednesday, Thursday next week, and I think that will be enough from what I hear. Ah! All right, put a tally mark up for dropped mini. If I get to 5, we'll do a gift sub out there today. Yeah, stormtroopers are boring. Okay, come on, bottle. Yep, there's nothing I can do about it. Stormtroopers are boring. But I gotta paint them. They're also really bad at staying in one place. This guy wants to leave. I got to level 42 on my orc hunter on the Burning Crusade anniversary server this weekend. A lot of people that I quested with when I was around level 20 are already at 70. I spend too much time fishing. I spend too much time relaxing. I'm in no hurry. But it is annoying, they're like, they don't look at my level and they're like, hey, let's do this dungeon, which you're obviously too low level for. Be like, oh, sorry, I'm still pathetic. Like, really? Still? It's been a week. Sorry. Priorities are different. Heck, sometimes I just sit there with my youngest and fish. It's great. They like hitting the button and watching the fishing lure bob in the water. That's fun. They think it's fun. I find it fun. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a lot of endgame stuff on this guy. I might though. There's a lot of motivation as a hunter to do raids. This expansion. A bow that has no arrows is awfully enticing. For those that don't know, there's a legendary for hunters in the final raid. That is quite amazing, although everybody and their brother and sister who has a hunter will have more motivation and more raid time than me, so I will never get it. And knowing that is half the battle. I don't have the desire to put in the time to raid anymore. Now I tried to get these, poles or whatever to straighten out. And no matter what I did, they just wouldn't cooperate. But at the end of the day, does it really matter? Does it really matter? The answer is no. Now it really matters to me on the Royal Guards, which are out of print and not even in the game anymore unless you play like old school original version 1 rules. Those guys, I'll see if I can't find one that hasn't absolutely atrociously curved. Yeah, here we go. So this guy, I'm definitely gonna have to do whatever I can to get this guy to straighten out. Some warm water and some things to hold it in place, because that looks like he's got some like 2 metal things attached with a leather strap, and he's so, it looks ridiculous. So that I've got to fix. That's embarrassing. So we're doing their little shock prod rods or whatever the heck these things are. With some contrast paint, just getting it on. Probably could do just regular black, but whatever. backpacks the same way. All right. Yeah, so I was saying about the contest for the Kingdom Death Monster giveaway contest when I start this new campaign. There's a whole bunch of rules and laws that I have to pay attention to when I do the giveaway. Last time I did just, hey, be a follower. So there's no, if you require it to be a subscriber, then the lawyers say that that is paying to entry, and then it becomes like gambling, and that's like illegal in some states. It's not quite a giveaway if you're requiring, you know, them to basically get, you know, pay to play. So that's not a way to get people to sub. So probably won't do it exactly like that. But the giveaway I have in mind is not cheap. I certainly want to grow the channel, so I'm gonna come up with a way to make it so that maybe if you sub, you get more entries. But what's it called? What's a phrase with contests? Like, I can't remember what the stinking phrase is. It's like no purchase necessary. That's what it is. So that's the law that prevents me from just saying if you subscribe you get an entry. That's because you're paying, and that breaks the whole no purchase necessary law or whatever, which is required in most states. But I know you can do things like, you know, everybody, you know, require a follow. That's not a purchase, like I did last time. And then subscribers get more entries. That's basically the way people do it. So I'll probably do something like that. I've got expansions. I've got rare things that cannot be purchased. So I've got some ideas of some cool stuff for the contest. Hopefully that will pique some interest to get people watching that, you know, wouldn't normally. So I really like the Kingdom Death game we play. And I definitely need to maybe look into more ways to engage the team, you guys, while playing. I really like the reroll mechanic. That's a whole lot of fun. And I would have to say I am shocked that no one used it in a reverse manner last time, because I always welcome people. If they see me critting and you think it would be more fun if I'd missed, make me reroll a good thing and turn it into maybe not a good thing. No one did that. Everybody for the most part had me reroll bad things, misses or deaths or injuries, in hopes that it would turn out for the better. So that was fun. Really liked that. I would love to do the naming stuff this time, like, or sponsorships, like people can sponsor a survivor to help out with the decisions of that survivor. You know, what is their weapon spec? What is all that kind of stuff? The decisions that survivor makes is all on you if you're there. There's all kinds of ways to have fun with that. Gotta pop it off to get the last bit here. I'm trying not to touch the parts that I just painted. Ah! I don't think I got that underneath part with a couple of these. Oh yeah, look at that. Because you're totally going to be looking underneath this guy while he's riding. Stay. What about you? Oh, I got this guy. Oh, I need my soap, apparently. You want to do a little test? Yeah, let's see. Yeah, look at that! So without the shoulder, that's what he'd look like. He'll still have his shoulder to do. Oh, and the silver tips. And you know what? I forgot to do their toes. Their toenail polish. Whoops. And actually, I might need to do their little shoulder. I believe this is black along with the neck guard. Missing details. Look at this guy. And I'm not going to do that with contrast. I'll do it with the actual black. Actually, I'll probably take a moment here. Yes. Yeah, I'll take a moment. I'll go take a little break, do some wall sits or something, and refill my beverage. So, don't go anywhere. And I'll see you guys in just a few. Alright, chill out. I'll be right back. Alright. So, had some technical difficulties there where my stream deck decided to die, so I couldn't mute. Couldn't put my take 5 break image up. And then I had to totally reset it, and then everything went crazy. So hopefully things are right as rain out there. And we can move on without further hiccups. Good luck to us all. Alright, where were we? We were realizing that we did not paint the black bits. Yoo-hoo! Aziz, there we go. We're realizing we didn't paint the little ammo things here, and then we were like, oh right, and then this little necklace bit and the harness around the pauldron. That's all black too. It looks a bit naked now that I look at it. So yep, let's get that done. On my break, I was able to go grab my wet palette. And my soap, which I need to do that. It's a crappy brush, I'm not too worried about it. That's why I use it for contrasts and speed paints. Use the better brushes for acrylics. Let's get them back on these. And actually, let's put them on this. So yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm doing this Friday. If I don't do a kind of like a State of the Union type Kingdom Death prep, I gotta figure out what game I can play for 1 week. Like one session. That would be enjoyable. A palate cleanser to the palate cleanser, so to speak. I actually thought about sticking with chip theory and doing a Too Many Bones game. Just, you know, like a real quick session of Too Many Bones. Just so people could get an idea. Those that don't know, like what the comparables are, comparables to the Elder Scrolls. Why people keep bringing up Too Many Bones and when they talk about comparisons. That's only if I choose to not do a campaign creation, you know, day. It's maybe not a 4-hour session or anything, but a session where, you know, I go over all the things I'll be doing, getting all the cards ready, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot to do when you're getting ready for a Kingdom Death campaign. If you don't know, there is quite a bit. So getting all the cards ready, because wait, the way I do it, which doesn't necessarily mean it's the way to do it. The way I do it is I have my organizer, and I do not even include the cards that are not part of the campaign. So I get my organizer set, and then anything and everything I need for the campaign is in there. So I can just grab that, put it on the table, and be done. So I have to go through and grab all the cards that are not part of the campaign and separate them. That takes time. So all the expansions, and it's nice, some of the cards are very easy to read. I don't know, I don't want to call them chevrons, but iconography that tells you this is not included in a game that doesn't include this monster. There we go. Now he just needs his orange and his metal. But actually, I have to do even more than just get the cards ready. I gotta completely take apart the stuff because I have not done my disassembly from my last campaign. So I gotta get everything sorted, and that takes time. So yeah, got that going for me. But I think it'll be nice to have a nice kind of reset. You know, that Lantern Year 1, you know, relaxing. Like, are we even gonna make it to Year 2 fight? But it's a lion, so it should go really easy. But I don't know how many people do Giga Lion in their campaigns, so I think that'll be different. And I know not many people are doing Nukalopes in their campaigns yet. It's because it's fresh. It's new. So that'll be a hell of a lot of fun. I haven't even done the stinking, what's it called? The vignette of it yet. Let alone, shoot. Maybe that's what we do this week. Actually, that's a stinking great idea. I'm glad you thought of it. We should do the Nukalope fight on stream this week so we can kind of get an idea. And I believe, like the Butcher Killennium, kind of have to. They kind of, well, you don't have to, but they say until you defeat it in mortal combat, it can't appear in your campaign kind of thing. So there you go. I like it how decisions make themselves sometimes. So this Friday we're gonna do a Nukalope. Which means maybe instead of my Sunstalker, maybe instead of this boy, we do this boy. start working on him. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I gotta finish these kids first. They were first in line. I'll have to post an announcement on Discord about that. You know, I know Blue Knives would be probably very interested in coming over for that. Maybe we could get him involved. I think he's built his, but I don't know if he's played it yet. Oh, that could be very fun. Sweet. Now they're looking better. Can't believe I forgot. I forgot that. Oh well. It's what I do. So we still have, after this black stuff, we've got the silver tips on the spear, the orange, and then we can go back to the bases. The bases of the lizards, since these guys have no bases. These guys are full on. The heck's her name from that latest Predator movie. Torso only. Predator Badlands, Elle Fanning. Without a fanny. I'm loving the memes that people are posting, like, see what they robbed us of. Oh, Fanning's fanny. Yeah, these guys are coming along nicely. If I do say so myself. And you never know, if I end up liking the way I do my Sunstalker or the Nucalope, maybe that's what I throw at Gen Con this year, because I know I'm not purposefully doing anything for Gen Con painting contest, but if I'm happy enough, I might drop something in just for schnitz and giggles. If you know what I mean. Like, judge comments be damned, I'm just taking it for funsies. Because I certainly don't have anything I've been working on that I would consider contest worthy over the last like 6 months. Does that mean I'm lazy? I don't know. I don't feel lazy. But certainly haven't been doing anything that that has enough layers. That's ogre. Just haven't. All right. I need orange. I can do silver. Actually, I'll do silver now, since that's nowhere near anything else I need to touch. Oh, I gotta do those darn toes. Gotta figure out what I want to do with that. So with this unit, they by default have these prods as like a melee attack. And then you can pay for upgrades like a fancy gun or something. So I decided to make 3 standard guys with this little prod, since I have 3 lizards. And then I went ahead and made, and we painted those like a month ago, the gun options. So there's like a flame option, there's a rifle, and then there's like something a bit more explodey. Oh, look at that. Look at that. A bubble must have burst right there on the backpack. Crap! The downside of speed paints and what's nuts. Stinking bubble bursting. Tell you one thing about the new Kingdom Death campaign is, if all my monsters are done before, you know, the first encounter, I'll be very happy. So that's basically Sunstalker and Nucaloop are the only ones that are not done. So I'm very happy. I don't have to rush paint anything this time around. Oh, I like that very, very much. I like not having to go, oh crap, I can't fight the Dragon King this week, it's not finished. Nope, none of that this time. I think I only ran into that once or twice. Yeah, no, if I do a standard allotment of Nemesis and the standard mob are the nodes, then I will have already basically everything done except for Nuke and Sunstalker, which it's not a huntable quarry, so I think it's just the final boss. I'll have loads of time to get all the finishing touches on him done. I do want to spend some good time on him too, so there is a trick that I really have to figure out. So if anybody's listening and you got some ideas for this, let me know, because what I want to do is, you know, when you hold a prism up to like the sun, or maybe it's sun shining through a window and it, you know, disperses the light, right, so that you get a rainbow. I want to do that on the skin of my Sunstalker. So I want to have you know, a little rainbow, so to speak, on my Sunstalker. I'm not entirely sure how to pull that off. Thought about just holding like a piece of cardboard up with my spray gun and just, you know, and then rotating the monster just a fraction, spraying it again with a different color, then spraying it again, but how to get the consistency on that or whatever, I'm not sure. It's definitely not something I'm going to be brushing on. But I want it to shine like maybe across the side of its body, or maybe even the front of its body. But I want a prism, a rainbow prismy look, like straight across the body. I think that would be incredibly cool. Alright, where's the guy who... Yes, this guy. I had one guy with a bit on his prod that was not black. Where's he? There he is. I feel that's ambitious, but it could be cool. Or it could be top gear. Ambitious but rubbish in the end, but we'll find out, won't we? We are really far from that. I'm not worried about that anytime soon. Dang it, get out there. But yeah, I think that'd be freaking cool to have a rainbow across the face of the Sunstalker. But I do believe that is like finishing, super finishing touch. Like when everything is already done, that's the last step. So I've got time to figure out how I want to do that. I do feel it's going to be something like affixing it to, you know, a stand or something so that it doesn't move. Then I airbrush across some kind of flat surface because you don't want to mix them, and it needs to be precise. Heck, I might even just have to take a couple other models and just practice before I get that final look. I don't know, but that's the goal. I think I might have to do a little practicing on that. All right. Yeah, these guys are ready for pauldrons. I think it's closer to mythical orange than it is lava orange. Let's just get a drop. Yeah, let's just see how that works. That should be close enough. As long as they are all the same, it'll be fine. It might mix a bit compared to some of the other troopers I've done in the past, but oof, first coat's a bit rough. But it is just that. We'll do a couple coats for sure. Some of those are a little bit heavier than the others. Getting closer. I like the guy with the gun. All right. Toes. I guess while we wait for the shoulders to dry a bit. What do I have for toes? Skeleton bone? Probably. So right now we're going over our poor little ignored toesies. And I just need to get the tip tops of them because we're going to be pouring that paint on them. So I don't need to worry about going all the way to the bottom. And the next step, I believe, is crackle paint. You guys doing all right out there today? It's gotten quiet, but I don't mind. You guys lurking, that's fine. I love my lurkers. But if you do feel like chirping up, let me know how you're doing. Don't forget, if you've got one of those Prime subs, don't have a use for it, I'll take it. I won't complain. Twitch was having a little bit of an issue this morning where its data was not showing up anywhere, so activity feeds, subscriber info, follower info, none of it was working, none of it was showing up. I wonder what was going on. Alright, now these toes are popping out here. Little pedicure for these guys. You want crystal gel? I'm getting a bit frustrated with my knee rehab. I cannot seem to get my left knee to calm the F down. And it's making it impossible for me to do any plyo or anything like that for my off season. Strength and conditioning stuff. Getting really irked. Alright, there. Toes done. Let's get that second coat of orange. And I'm watching the Caps games, Washington Capitals, my team that I follow. And they are sucking ass. They are ultra sucking. And I'm starting to get the feeling that they're doing it on purpose. Because they want, you know, a better draft pick or whatever in the off season. I'm not happy. But whatever. Sports is sports. They gotta make their money somehow. If tanking is what they need to do, I guess that's what they're gonna do. Well, it's just disappointing to watch it happen. Alright, what's next? Cracker paint's next, I think. We'll probably do one more coat of orange eventually. Alright, now last time I did this stuff, I used a crappy brush to spread it around. There we go. Ooh, fresh bottle. So let's give it a vortex spin. All right, who's our guinea pig? One of them's got to go. One of these guys. Alright, I'm feeling I want to focus it on maybe one... Actually, I'll probably do it everywhere. I think that's what we determined last time, is when I didn't do it everywhere, it looked a bit funke. Now I do have to try to remember where the target lines are. So basically put it on thin everywhere, and then thicken the places I want it to really crackle. At least that's based on the ice one we did a couple weeks ago. So I'm bringing it out to the edges. All right, pretty thick out there, I think. Should be enough. I just got it on some of the monster's foot. I went to dip my brush. What a dip! This guy. I'll tell you what I need to do. Where's a pencil? So I take a pencil and I mark the edges as best I can, at least. Oh, bollocks. I already went a bit too heavy, didn't I? Where is it? There it is. So those pencil marks, if you can see them, yeah, you can, right there. That's gonna give me... That's gonna give me the marks so that when I... Maybe I'll put a bush or something on those lines. So it's still illegal. I don't get called out as a cheater for fabricating my lines. I don't know. That's never gonna happen. So wherever it's not gonna crack is where I'm gonna be putting actual sand. So I'll be EVA gluing actual sand on this thing. Alright, well, alright, that's, I mean... We'll see how that goes. The baby's pretty much done. Until that dries. I mean, that could take a minute. 12, 40, who knows? And I'm gonna get ahead of myself here and get the target lines marked. I do think I might have somewhere some like acrylic clear like thing that like knocks into the knock here. That notch or whatever, and helps you identify firing lines. So this might not be ultra necessary, but it's there for precautions. I'd rather have it and not use it, you know, all that jazz. I've had to get creative on a couple of my other large base pieces for target lines, like ATSTs and stuff. Rather not have to do that with these guys. These bottles were not very expensive, if I recall, so, you know, if I end up messing these up or whatever, whatever. Might have put a little too much on this guy, though. That's a lot. It's very dry where they are, apparently. Oh, I just painted his damn foot. It's pretty easy to apply, though, like just like the other one. I think I do have to pull it towards the edge a little bit more. There you go. Man, crossing fingers, crossing fingers. I hope this works. Famous last words. Hold my beer. Alright, let's do a prediction. This is gonna look amazing or look kinda okay-ish. Or look good enough. Channel good enough. I need a good enough emoji. Here, shoulder shrug or something. Good enough. Good enough, close enough, something like that. Ah, look at that. Let's get rid of that. Went through all that effort to actually paint the toenails, and I'm basically just painting over them. Ah! Step 1, do some work. Step 2, destroy work. Cover up work with more work. Is that mini painting in like a nutshell? These all don't have to be identical. I can move that around a little bit. All right. We're just gonna have to wait on these boys. Wonder if I can put them next to a fan or something. Get them to dry out quicker. I don't know, is that a thing? Could be a thing. I don't think these guys are going to be ready for actual EVA glue and sand today, though. Yeah. I don't think so. Tell you what, before we go on a little siesta, let's get one more layer of orange. Remember, you just have to be able to recognize what the hell they look like from 6 feet away when you're standing over them. As long as they're obvious to you, they're gonna work fine. And I think those guys fit the bill. There we go. Break time for me then, huh? Get these guys going. While I'm on break, we'll just show that I did that. I did a thing. All right. Yep, I need a refill. All right, so when I come back, what are we doing? Those guys are pretty much done. These guys are gonna have to wait on until that crackle stuff dries. That could be forever. So we're gonna move on to something else then, eh? Vote for it. What are we doing? We're gonna do some Nucalope. We're gonna work on my Sunstalker. We're gonna work on robots. We're gonna work on riot guys. I don't know. I don't really have a preference, really. So if you guys wanna watch me paint something specific, you gotta let me know. And let me know by the time I get back. Otherwise, I'm just grabbing what I want. All right, see you in a few. All right, so yeah, these guys are gonna take their time. I'm gonna move them onto the tray. We'll see those guys later. These guys, I'm calling these guys done, right? Right. These guys are pretty much done. Now they really do press fit into those dewbacks. So I don't feel like I need to magnetize or do anything to those guys. All right, so here are other options. I honestly haven't. I have not done a lot of thought besides, you know, natural horns, natural colored horns. And then the body though, I'm not entirely sure. I honestly feel I want to do maybe like a black, like maybe tones of black. Because inside the, basically in the gaps of all the muscles, at least this is my thought, is create like a neon. Do I have like neon? I've got neon airbrush paints. I might have to just brush them on. The, or hell, maybe just stinking coat in neon and then brush the skin tone on top. Man, I don't know, but what I want is potentially like there's some kind of radiation-y type of glow that's exuding. It's like coming out of his body, right? That's like Lopan. You guys, Lopan from Big Trouble Little China, like, you know, his eyes in his mouth. I'm probably gonna do like a glow out of that. It's probably gonna be green, probably neon green, right? Like the classic radiation look in comic books and movies. Yeah, just I'm not entirely sure because, or what I want to do with the skin tone. I feel like I want to do like a black or brown, but I know that my other one, I did a brown. I'm not really sure if I want to do a brown on this guy. So I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments. Like, I think I'm gonna pass on this guy today since I have too many questions. But yeah, we'll just have to play primed on Friday with this guy because we are going to play this guy on Friday. This guy, however, could use a little bit of work, right? So I did my base coats this weekend, and you know, just to remind everybody what I used to make my decisions was the book. So pretty much, yeah, it's really something similar to what I'm looking for. Browns and greens and borings. But what I want to do after it's all done is I want maybe on the side of it, like this side. Maybe, probably not in the front, but like on the side, or maybe even just the side of his face. I want like a strip, a rainbow strip that just goes straight down. Right? I don't know, maybe to the side? No. Yeah, but I want it on the model. So I have to figure out how I'm going to make that happen. Right? So I could probably work on the inside of the mouth right now and get that base coated. I typically do Flesh Terror Red. I also need to go back over all these monuments on the ground with white, since they got a little airbrushed. Because yeah, they're gonna need to be white. I will be going back over the soil stuff with a color, so I'm not too worried about the overspray from the brown. But man, yeah, I've got a lot of work to do on this guy, so might as well get started. do Flesh Terror, or I could do, what was it, Moon Lake Coral. For the mouth, or I could come in with the Mayhem Red. Oh, the Mayhem Red does come across as a bit purpley. I don't know, maybe that is what I'm looking for. And this is just for the inside of the mouth. Could go with more of a black vibe. Maybe even a darker one like Crusted Sore. Maybe mixed in with a little bit of Grimoire Purple. I think I'm gonna stare at those for a moment while I get the white. Full of indecision today. I know, right? Oh well. I'll listen to some music while I do this. Man, I'm running out of white. I still have not been to my friendly local game store to buy new white. It's embarrassing. It's nice to get progress on some of the stuff I needed to get progress on today. And then remember, I'm going to be doing my runic stone, my favorite runic stone, on top of these white columns. Oldies but goldies, right? You got to stick with what you like sometimes. But yeah, I didn't quite do a good job of cutting up things when I was doing my sprays. That's my fault. And what I mean by didn't do a good job, I mean didn't do it. Didn't do it at all. What he did. Oh my goodness, this guy. I really enjoyed basing this one, where I had, you know, all the little rubbles and stuff as this thing slithers through the settlement or whatever. Slither's probably not the right word. Slides. I don't know. I'm not too worried about the gradients on this because the runic stone will do all that for me. It'll catch the highs and lows. I just want to get rid of the browns. My brown overspray was a bit bad. Not entirely sure about if I'm going to be putting a lot of grasses or mud or anything like that on this base. Not entirely sure. I mean, I've got, you know, stone heads, one giant stone head, some broken columns. I don't know. I really don't know if there's, you know, what else I would plan on doing with this guy. Just needed to re-white those. I will definitely need to re-white all the teeth. I love this effect right here, this little like, I don't know if that's actual flesh or if that is some kind of, I don't know, maybe just, I don't know, cut in his lip or something, or is that goop, like, you know, saliva-y stuff. Like, I don't know how I want to do that. Right now I'm leaning for a crusted sore inside with Grimoire purple gums. At least that's where my brain goes. Which is amazing. Most of the time I don't know where it's going. I know I got some green overspray on these, what I'm calling its gonads, right? And maybe it's like little gills. I don't know what those are. And I got some green overspray down here as well, so I gotta fix a lot of the oversprays. I think we can get the mouth done though. Actually, I might try to jump in with a Moon Lake Coral mouth first. I'm so torn. Do I want a more purple or do I want a red? Or do I want to go black? Good gravy. I'm having a really difficult time with this one. Just looking over at the art. It's not really giving me anything that I want. I'm gonna see what this looks like. A little Moon Lake coral test. And then I might do a crusted sore test. Just in the back of its mouth. Just kind of see what it looks like from in the light. There's a lot of purple happening in that. And a lot of red at the same time. That's not bad. It might be a little bit too purple for back there. I feel like it might need to be darker. Let's give crusted sore a look. So if you're just joining, we are in limbo. Just playing with this thing, trying to figure out what direction we want to go. Where's my multi-tool? Did the spray, did my base colors over the weekend. Now I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with it. This is the Sunstalker from Kingdom Death. Now see, that's very purple. So Moon Lake's on the right, corals are the crusted sores on the left. Honestly, I'm looking at that crusted sore and I'm thinking maybe that's gonna go on the outside. Yeah, I think this is more of an outside color to me. Alright, so I think we're finding our way here a little bit directionless, but I think as we continue removing choices, or options, whatever. Yeah, I think we're crusted sore for outside. I may end up doing the tongue with this one. Let's try our oldie but goldie. Oh, this is way red. This is very red. That is very red. Maybe I do that center throat red, then the walls Moon Lake, and then the outside crusted sore along with the gums perhaps. And then the tongue, I can, maybe that'll be red too. Maybe more pink. I could wet blend it possibly. I do like the Flesh Terror red for inside mouths. Gums and whatnot. Or not gums, but, you know, inside the palate. See what I mean? Yeah, thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for checking in on me today. Worked on some Star Wars Legion earlier. While that's drying, we're going to get a couple brush strokes on my Sunstalker from Kingdom Death Monster. Working inside the mouth, it's always a lot of fun. Shit. And I do want to wet blend that with that coral, I think. So let's get on that. While the wet is good. Just stuck my finger in it. Alright, let's see how this looks. Oh, that's, yeah, actually, that seems to be doing what I want. Seems. It was ease. It's not really Azizable while it's in there. Not exactly the easiest to show you what I'm doing, is it? I need my mirror, my dentist mirror on this thing. Yeah, I'm getting it on the teeth. I will definitely have to go back over the teeth. Make sure those are nice and pretty. Holy cow. Trying to get my brush in here. Does feel good to get some of this Sunstalker stuff done. It's not exactly easy to get in there, let alone see if you're out there. Apologies! Imagine being me here, holy cow. Pretty amazing, isn't it? No, Alright, so I'm hitting everything that I don't want to hit. The wet blending from the back of the throat seems to have worked. What's up, Necro? Stuck at work? Well, then you're doing the wrong job if you feel you're stuck at work. Yep, hit the tongue there. The light is just not helping. All right, that tongue. What do I do with the tongue? Is it more red? Is the tongue more red, or is it more pink? Is it more purple? Let's use our imaginations here. Oh yeah. Yeah, the notorious Citadel pots. You're like, I tipped it over. But that's as far as I'm ever gonna get, tipping it over. I just jinxed myself on purpose. If I tip over a pot, we're gonna do a sub. I'll gift a sub. If I tip over a pot, I'll gift a sub. How about that? I'm also gifting a sub if I drop a mini 5 times. I've only done it once today, so I've got 4 left. Madman! This is Sparta! Alright. Actually, when do those turn into teeth? Those look like molars, and I just painted over them back in the back. Whoops! Whoops. Yeah, right back there I went like an Egypt. Painted over them. Whoops! Alright, what did I like best? The crusted sore. So I think I'm gonna crusted sore the frontal gums and these little side web things, and then I might even just do a little quick brush with maybe like an orc blood, or maybe this grimoire purple, just to bring out a little bit more of it. Maya no. Yeah, thanks for coming, everybody. You madman. Yes, yes, yes. All compliments, thank you. I remember when I first started painting. Yeah, I tipped a pot or two. That shit doesn't happen anymore. I think I need more of it. Yes, I like this color quite a bit. Thanks, Necro. So Nick, I don't know if you heard me, but we are going to be doing Nukelope on Friday. Friday fun day. Yeah, really is. I mean, I even bought, no, sorry, I even 3D printed a couple of those little pot holders. Those pot holders. So, you know, just have a wider base to them. They sit in there nice and snug. And it didn't work at all. So I just say, screw it. So now I just always use two hands. I always use two hands. Otherwise, you're just doomed. You're doomed! As soon as this stream's over, I'm gonna text Blue Knives, see if he wants in on this Nukelope fun for next week, or well, Friday, whatever. Later this week, excuse me. I'm so bummed. I don't know if any of you guys saw the exchange with Taste on the Kingdom Death forums. But Screaming Gods is, it's getting a bit bogged down with, some shipping lane business. And is not likely to do the thing when it's supposed to do the thing. So, a bit bum-tastic. So my new campaign will hopefully give people some comfort and solace while they can't play with their new toys that are on their way. Yep, so Screaming God, apparently that boat, although not directly related to specific political thing going on, it with ships not being able to use that thing, they're going other places, which is causing congestion. So Shipping Chan is twiddling her thumbs in the warehouse right now. I don't think there's anything there to play with. Which is disappointing for lots of people, I'm sure. I could probably do without Screaming Gods for a bit. I don't need it right now. Heck, I still haven't gotten Pariah to my table. So yeah. Screaming Gods is priority is low. Doesn't mean I don't want to play it. Just, ain't got anywhere to put it yet. I mean, I haven't primed Pariah, I haven't played Pariah at my table. Yeah, I played it at Gen Con, but... Yep. Ah, it's too bad, right? It is too bad. Obviously, I'm sure they're not happy about it. Why would they be? But I think it's showing that maybe an original assessment of it's already on the boats or something was maybe a bit not true or something. I don't know. I think our March update's going to be interesting. Because there was no timeline in February, which kind of broke from tradition. No timeline update in February. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's the level of anger, you know, what was it, Gambler's Chest. But I'm sure some people are going to be like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Boy, that's not very well done. Thank goodness I'm going back over the teeth, because... Wow, what a butcher job on these gums. Whoa! That almost was number 2. I was through this damn thing. I lost my grip and I about tossed the dang thing. I don't need to be putting this thing back together, that's for sure. I need to do the inside of those gum things again. It's not looking as deep as I want it. So basically, gums, teeth, outer lips. I actually think I'm going to keep with, what is it, skeleton bone, I think are the lips, and then bleached bone. No wait, it's bleached bone? Which one is the white? I think it's bleached bone is where I'm gonna go for the lips. So you got charred bone, skeleton bone, bleached bone. So I'll do the lips in a very white color. Yeah. The teeth will be... I'm gonna do this guy's teeth as like as white as possible. Like I'm gonna do not the type of teeth I usually do with monsters where they're like disgusting. They never used a toothbrush teeth. This guy's gonna... He's got such a nice smile. Look at that. He's so happy. He should have... Should use, he definitely should use a toothbrush. I mean, he's got so many hands. Could free a hand up for a toothbrush. So... I went with oak brown to leather brown to... What else? What else did I... Oak brown, leather brown... I'm losing my mind now. I might have jumped straight to charred bone or the ridge highlighting. And then skeleton and then bleached, I think, on top of that, maybe? Then angel green and green skin. And I'll probably play a little bit with drab green on some fingers. I'm not sure. Not quite sure. But I got so much overspray. I did not do the best job. Oh, did not do the best job. Say mall. What time is it? Oh, it's 1 o'clock. But back to Screaming Gods, I just know that a lot of people were looking forward to having that in hand before Gen Con. So I know that there's that level of disappointment. Dude, I'm actually completely 100% okay not having it in my hand for Gen Con. I really hate the idea of like getting something right before I leave. Or like not being able to play with my toy before having to leave. So I know that's probably not the same as a lot of people, but that's okay. I imagine they're going to have it, at least full display. I don't know, maybe they'll have something going on at Gen Con with it that I'll be able to enjoy. The event stuff doesn't happen for a week or so now, doesn't it? Like it's a bit before Gen Con does the whole event sign up stuff, so I think, at least I think. I am often wrong. So who knows what tables and stuff they've got for people? I will give it to them. This model's easy to hold when you're working on it. Being able to rotate it where you want it, it's nice. This guy's a gummy son of a gun. Maybe needs to floss. Yeah, I am liking the way the gums are looking though. Yes, definitely. Now I gotta figure this tongue out. Is the tongue purple, pink, red? I don't know, people. What color are tongues? Monster tongues. Big monsters that have a clean mouth. What color are their tongue? What's the art say? I don't want to necessarily copy the art. My tongue looks exactly the same as the rest of the mouth. Oh look, even on the picture it's got really bright teeth. I don't know. Oh hey, we're getting some crackle progress. Look at that. Aziz, focus. Yeah, look at that. Oh man, that's gonna look so good. Heck yeah. Oh man, that's gonna look awesome. Look at that crackle. And then I'll have little piles of actual sand in between, in betwixt. Word of the day. Man, so much progress on so many minis today. Could only mean one thing. Disaster is about to strike. Focus on the mouth for now, I guess. Ah, dang it. I'm so torn between more red and more Moon Lake. Okay, we're gonna go back to straight from the pot again. Eval. Might just tip it over just to throw a sub out there and be nice. Oh, I'm just holding here. I'm still deliberating. I'm delaying my brush stroke. Maybe this is just the top of the tongue. And Moon Lake is on the bottom of the tongue. I could do that. So everybody knows the bits under the tongue, the muscly bits under the tongue are slightly different color. If you've ever looked under your tongue, it's very purpley and veining. Actually, let's go ahead and wet blend that now. Two hands. What is it? Crusted sword? No, wait. No, it's Moon Lake. What's this one? And that's probably dried up. Let's create a new pot. Do it. Your best Ian McDermott voice. Do it. Oh, 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 it doesn't count. I caught it. It doesn't count. Let's blend this crap right up in there. I need that red to get a little bit more to the edge. There we go. I can dig that a little bit. I don't know. I don't. I don't know, right? Merry Christmas. I think I need more red. So it's almost like right now I've got the very top of the tongue is red, but it's too high on the top. I need it to come, I need the red to come around the edges and for the underneath to be more purple. All right, one more chance to spill a pot. Day ain't over yet. Yeah, that's working better for me. Yes, 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 yes. You know, like when you stick your tongue out, the little front tendrily bit is usually very purple. Two hands. Ha! Gotcha. Right, but yeah, but I paint with this hand. All right. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I need to blend that in a bit. It's a bit drippy. Drippy, droppy, droopy, whatever. Yeah, but I dig it. I dig it. I do need to go back with the wet coral on the inside of that side. Actually, on the inside of both of them. I love this color right here. This color is fantastic. Oh, in love. What's up, doggo? Holy crap, I'm liking this model right now. Things are progressing just as I have foreseen it. Looking good. You guys are looking good out there. Give yourselves a round of applause. Remember, we're two away from a gifted sub if I drop it 2 more times, or, you know, lose it, you know, bobble it, whatever. 2 more times, gifted subs coming out on Twitch, Let's see. But yeah, we're working on the mouth today. Aziz wants to focus. There we go. The little fleshy bits there, the gums. Gotta work on the teeth. Ivory, little ivory action. What time? Oh, so it is 1:23. How much longer do I want to be doing this guy today? Tell you what. There's the inside of his mouth still wet. I might want to do the teeth another day to make sure that there's no stinking red that's gonna blend into my teeth when I do them. See if I can't work on the lips. I'm just wanting to whiten up the lips a little bit. So I got a little bit of a green overspray and quite a bit of it. I want the lips to stand out. And on Friday, when we're doing KDM Nucalope, we could talk more about this upcoming campaign. I think that'll be exciting. Yeah, that's what I want. I gotta figure out the new giveaway. I gotta make sure I'm following all the rules. You know, Twitch and all that other stuff. I've been chitty-chatting about all this stream. Gotta make sure it's legal. So probably won't do a stream-by-stream giveaway like I did last time. I'm now looking more towards a campaign conclusion big giveaway. Like I've got something I think some people might want. And it's not cheap from what I'm seeing. And it is not readily available, nor has it ever been available for purchase. Ooh, piquing interest. Pray tell, what is it? No. Maybe another time. Yeah, look at that. I love how that's really bright right there. I'm digging that. They do give you a little bit of a line of demarcation here, of like where the lip really is, so that helps. I might need a couple coats around this. Some of that green is standing out. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah, I didn't get the silly putty out and do overspray prevention. My bad. Has anybody here fought Nucalope yet? Yeah, give me any pointers, any tips? Don't poke it in its butt. It doesn't like that. It gets angry. Like a lion, don't cut off its testicles. It hates that. Important safety tip. Thanks, Ega. And if you are not a Kingdom Death person, there is a way to cut the white lion's testicles off, and it literally says it does not like that. It's funny. Basically, now is hell-bent on killing the person that chopped off its ding-dong. Pretty funny. No, it's not pretty funny, it's hilarious. Banging up against my glasses. And this overspray up here on his, like, what would you call that? The space in between its nostrils and its lips. I'm actually kind of okay with that because it kind of gives it a little bit of like a natural glow. But I do want the lips to be very bright. And then you'll jump straight to very bright teeth. I do want it to be a focal point. It's not exactly the most attractive view. Just trying to make sure you could see what the hell I'm doing. Sorry, concentrating. 5 XP concentrates, so I don't talk very much. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. I don't like this bit of overspray right here, though. Specifically this guy right here. Or this one right there. Or this guy right here. I feel like I'm getting just the last bits of it off with the remnants of my brush. All right, I think that's where I'm gonna kill it today. We played with the overspray on the stones. We did quite a bit of the mouth, leaving the teeth. We got the lizards finished. We got all the white armor. We didn't finish the lizards. We've got their toenails. We gave them a petty. We put the crackle paint on, which is still drying, but it looks freaking awesome so far. And then we'll put the tufts of grass and the sand, the Anakin repellent, I'm calling it, on top of the bases in different little piles with PVA glue, but I gotta wait for that crackle to dry. And then we finished up our little broad riders. So yeah, that's, I mean, decent amount of work today. So reminder time is tomorrow and Thursday. I'm going to continue the Seance of Blake Manor video game, PC game. That is, I don't know if it's still on sale. It's obviously available on Steam, and that's from the Games from Ireland showcase I did last week. I'm going to continue that because it looks fun. I'm having fun with that one. We could do some prediction stuff like Necro was talking about on Discord. Whodunits. I know. Like, sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Necro. But maybe I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, but not sorry. It's a win-win. But Seance tomorrow, the day after. Then Friday we're gonna do, what's it called? A vignette? Is it vignette? Technically a vignette? I haven't even looked at it yet, so sometime between now and Friday morning, I better get that box out and figure out what the heck's on it. The survivors and stuff, maybe I need to scan some photos of that, the survivor grid sheets or something, and get those out on Discord so you guys can see what the heck I'm looking at. The fight should be done in a 4-hour stream, I think. Yeah, should be good. And maybe I could get Nuke, or maybe I can message PhD, see if he's even watching today. See if he might want to come over, since he lives in the area. I might ping him as well. But for me, I think we're dunsies today. I'm really, I know we're not anywhere near done, but I am freaking loving the progress and the colors for the mouth. Well done, team. Alright, for me, 5 XP. I'll have to see you guys tomorrow. You know, bring your sleuth hats, your pipes, your monocles, you know, and your clue books, and we'll get to work solving a mystery, and your pencil thin mustache. See you guys tomorrow.